question over there and over there, over here, thinking I'm good.
So right now I'm in the doctor's office and I'm about to do like something called a pap smear. I don't know what it's called in Swedish, but this is like so uncomfortable. Like I don't want to do this. I have never done this before, but apparently it's something you have to do, and I don't even know why I'm blogging this. This is so weird. I feel like a real patient. I don't even know. Okay, I kind of feel like as like a psychotic patient at a mental hospital or something like that. I don't know. This is just like what it makes me feel like, this little robe. It's kind of uncomfortable. I don't know. Actually, I think it's low-key cute, psycho cute, you know? So you're completely naked under this. It's really uncomfortable right now. But yeah. So right now I just got out of my appointment. And yeah, the reason why I did this was because I was here at the clinic a week ago, and they told me that I had to do this like checkup for, I think it's cancer or something, like breast cancer and some other cancer. To be honest, I feel so bad, but I have no idea what it is for. So it was so nice that actually booked me an appointment like a week after. So I got checked and everything, and the result is going to come in like 3 weeks. And apparently this is like something that you have to do every 3 years if you're over 21 and if you're a girl. So I think this is like great that I have to do this. This was just really uncomfortable, to be honest. I've never done anything like this before, but the woman was really great, and even if I was really uncomfortable with it, it kind of was like she made me feel as comfortable as I think it could be. Like the examination, it didn't really hurt. It was just like it was uncomfortable. Like the pressure was uncomfortable, but it didn't really hurt. It hurt a little bit, but otherwise it was kind of fine, I guess. But yeah, I'm really glad I got this over with. I don't really have to do this in like 3 more years, something like that. So yeah, I don't really know why I'm like telling you guys this. I don't even know if I'm gonna upload this, but maybe it's like a good thing to get kind of like make more common or like awareness of it. I don't even know. But yeah. Okay, so where I left off last time in this little court, like car court story, was that I got another court date by the judge. He was super nice. He told me if I just, because I think he kind of could tell that I was a really confused European that did not understand the American laws. Because I don't know if you saw my last video vlog, or I got pulled over because my license plate was expired, and my driver's license was also expired, which I actually did not know that could happen. But I learned, I guess. So whenever my visa expires, my everything expires, like my working permit, my driver's license, basically everything. And also I was under the impression that it's my mom's car that I have right now, that my mom like took care of the car, or like that she kind of renewed everything. So I didn't really have I didn't really have or like kept check on that or the car, which was super stupid. Like it was, oh my god, I feel like such a dumbass, but I mean, like, I need to become a grown up. Like, I feel so stupid. But anyways, so I was supposed to renew my license, right? And then I was supposed to come back to court. So I was like given a court date where I was supposed to go in and show my driver's license. And the judge basically implied that I wouldn't really have any fees if I did that. And so I basically went to DMV in January, February, in March. And now it's July. And I still haven't received my license yet. So I had like a temporary one, but I had to, because the temporary one expired after a few months, so I had to go back and get a new temporary license because I hadn't been sent my my like real license or whatever, or like the little card. So when I had like my court date, I knew that it was like in the beginning of, actually I didn't really know if it was in the beginning of June. I thought it was, I knew it was like June, July, but I lost a lot of papers in the beginning of this year. I don't know if you know this, if you watched like my previous vlogs. I had a really bad living situation in the beginning of this semester. I was homeless, and because some really unreliable girls that we had planned to live together. We had made plans to get an apartment together for like 2 months, dropped out. So I lost a lot of papers. And among those paper was this paper where I got like my court date and also my visa, which is kind of scary that I lost that. I feel so dumb for losing that, but that was a really chaotic time in my life. It was horrible. But anyways, and it was like right when school started, so I actually did not know when my court date was, and it was like, and I know when June came up, I was going to check when it was, but then finals came up and I got so stressed I forgot about it, and I kind of like, I was going to like check it, but I knew, like, I've tried this before. I've tried to call them like the courthouse many times, but I kind of gave up after a while because I know they don't answer. They haven't been answering me, and I've read their Yelp reviews, and they have such a bad Yelp reviews. Like, people are getting so mad that they're not helpful, they're not answering the phone ever. And I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna do my finals, because finals were like stressing me out so bad. So I basically just like focused on finals, and then after that I was like, okay, I need to deal with this now. But when I went into the courthouse to kind of like find out when the date was, apparently my court date has like passed or whatever. So I was like, I asked the receptionist or whatever, I think that's what they're called. The receptionist, oh my god, like, what am I supposed to do now? And she was like, oh yeah, you have to book another court date. If you don't book another court date, it's gonna go to collections. And I was like, what is collections? And I don't exactly know what that is. I think they can like, I think that's really bad, and you have to pay a lot more after it goes to collections. So I was like, okay, so what can I do? Okay, so I have to book another court date, and I was like, can I book it like after August or like in late August? Because I'm going away to back to home to Sweden over the summer. And she was like, no, you can't. We don't do that. We don't book that like far ahead or whatever. I was like, okay, but can you book before the 1st then? Because I'm leaving on 1st. And she was like, no, we don't have any dates. And I was like, what? But what do you mean? Like, what am I supposed to do then? And she was like, well, you have to book a court date, or it has to go to collections. And I was like, but I'm not gonna be able to show up on my court date. So that's not gonna work. And she was like, that's the only options you have. And I was like, well, okay, what is worse? And she was like, collection is like worse, you should book a court date. And I was like, but I'm not gonna be able to show, because it was so baffling to me. I was like, but it's not gonna work, it's not gonna work. And she was like, you have to book a court date. And I was like, well, okay, like, when is the closest, when is the earliest court? And she was like the 1st, and the 1st was like the date I was going to go back to Sweden on. And I was like, okay, whatever, I booked the court date, because like I didn't have any other choice. And by that point I was so stressed, and I like left, and I was so desperate. So I actually asked like the guard in front of the what is it called, like the courtroom. I was like, sir, I'm so sorry, but like I'm panicking. Is there any possibilities that I can go in and see the judge today? Like, I'm leaving on this date, like, I can't book a court date like at this date, like, but I'm gonna be gone. And I was like, seriously, I was just rambling at that point. But I was like, I can't show up on my court date, and I'm leaving like this date to this date, and they can't really give me a date after that. And he was like, well, you can just like go in and like tell them that you're leaving, and they should be able to book you before that, if you say that you have to be somewhere, or you have like a ticket or something like that, or you have to travel. And I was like, really? And he was like, yeah, you can do that. And he was like, just go back and like ask them. And I was like, oh my god, thank you so much, sir. And to be honest, I felt like he was like a freaking angel at that point. And so I went back. I talked to another receptionist, and I was like, just like, oh, so the guard out there told me that I could just like bring like my ticket, because I'm traveling, so I need to like get a court date before this date. So is that possible? And she was like, yeah, you just have to show proof that you're traveling at that point, like a ticket or something. And I was like, oh really? Okay, that's great. Can I come back like? And I was like, that I even asked him, like, I was just like so stressed at that point. So I think, can I come back like tomorrow? And she was like, it's Saturday tomorrow, we're not open then. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I'll come back on Monday. I don't even know why I wanted to let her know that, but I was so stressed. But anyways, so on Monday I came back and with my ticket and everything, and gave it to the receptionist, and said like, I need to like book the seat before. And she took it and everything, and then she came back with her supervisor and said, we're not able to rebook your flight, or like, not rebook your flight, we're not able to like give you your earlier court date. And I was like, but you told me, and like, you told me that you were gonna be able to, you told me, because it was the same receptionist that I talked to like the last time, it was like the last receptionist I talked to the last time, and she was like, yeah, well, you already booked a court date. And I was like, but that other girl told me that was my only option. Like, what the hell, like, are you talking about? And then I had to like go and talk to the supervisor and everything, and I was like, just like, okay, so I don't understand. So the first girl told me that my only option was to book a court date. She didn't even tell me about this option, that I could just show proof of my traveling and that I can get like an earlier court date. So it's like, that's like kind of weird. And she was like, well, that's what happened. And I was like, but it's your fault. Like, so why would she tell me that was my only option when there was another option? And to be honest, I did not get like a good answer to that. But I was so frustrated at that point. I was like, how the hell is it possible that a government, like I don't know what it's called, like an organization, like a thing organized or like controlled by the government, can like you go to them to get help and to fix your stuff that they demand you to do, and somebody that should help you tells you one thing when you're laying out like the whole situation on the floor, and there is another option, like, and they don't tell you that. Like, that is so crazy to me. So if this, I'm so sorry, but if this bitch, I don't call people a bitch often, but like, seriously, she deserved it. If that first bitch that I talked to did not tell me that I had to book an court date, I would not have done it, because I knew I couldn't like show up, and if I knew there was a freaking other option, I would never have done it. But basically they told me you can't do anything. And oh, this is the freaking crazy part, and I'm not exaggerating about this. So when I talked to their supervisor, I asked them like, but you guys can't tell me you can't go and tell me that there's not another option, and then there is another option, but then like force me to do one thing and then not change it, like when you guys did something wrong. And this supervisor told me, well, it's part of the game. She literally said those words. She said, it's part of the game. And after she said that, I was so done. I was so done with that. So I was just like, I can't take this anymore. This is just ridiculous. Like, what the hell is happening? I felt like that was like, I was so baffled. That somebody working for the government would even say something like that, or like, I don't even know. To be honest, I would like to see the American people's response to this. Is this normal? To be honest, I would like to talk to like a government official or something and ask if this is even okay. Or the judge, maybe I should have asked her. But like, after that, I just like, I can't deal with this anymore. This is ridiculous. Like, you people are just like unreasonable. Like, this is crazy. So basically I was so mad at this point, so I was like okay, and then left. So I don't know, and that's basically what happened. I don't know. I just feel like sometimes like America doesn't have their people's back, and or kind of, they don't really take care of the people or their people the way that they should. I'm not an American citizen, but apparently from what I've heard and seen at that place, at that courthouse, they don't really take care of like or help their citizens too. So I don't know, just tell me what you think about that. So yeah, that's that little story. So right now I'm here and getting my feet done. I'm getting pedicure for the first time in my life. It's kind of scary, but I think it's going okay. I'm not dying. I was really nervous in the beginning, but I think it's because like they're poking with like small things, like cutting stuff on your toes, and like they're really pointy. So I was really scared that it would hurt really bad, but it's kind of okay. I'm fine. And Rebecca is like on the other side of the salon, so we're separated, but still, it's great. Now I'm done with my treatment, and it was really an experience, I would say. I don't know, it's a lot cheaper than it is in Sweden, a lot cheaper. But I don't really know if I would do this on like a regular basis, but it was really fun to kind of like experience it, you know? And I think Katja and Rebecca thought the same thing. I don't know. So this is the scrub tickles like a motherfucker, and Katja is really scared now of the cutting and everything. Okay, so I'm done apparently. This was a very scary experience, but I mean, I went through it. I survived. Yeah, this is how my dress looks like. I choose a very plain and simple color because I don't like colors. There's Katja and Rebecca. Hello. So right now I'm at the Beverly Hills traffic court, and I just went into like court and talked about my 3 tickets that I had. And for one of them I just had to pay like $50, one of them like $75, and that's a lot less than I usually like had to pay like from the start. But yeah, the third ticket though, I got like $550 like fine or something for that because it was apparently more serious. So that one I actually asked if I could do community service for, because I'm not allowed to work here, so I can't like work together that kind of money. So for me, I think it's better to kind of like get a job here through community service, basically is what that is, I guess. So yeah, I guess I have to do 49 hours of community service. That kind of sucks, and I feel like a fucking criminal. I really do. Like, even if they, like the people in the court didn't really seem to think that I was like a really badass like criminal or whatever. I feel like it's such a like I don't know, I feel so bad that I actually did it, and that I had to go to court. That's, to me, that's ridiculous. Like in Sweden, I don't know how it works there, but I feel like such a fucking bad person right now that I actually had to go to court for something. I don't know, I feel so embarrassed.